Hi and welcome to the Battersea Poltergeist episode 3, Interview with a Ghost. I'm joined by my ghost hunting sister, Becky.
Hello.
And we're going to look at the episode, Danny Robbins' Battersea Poltergeist episode 3. You need to have listened to the podcast because I'm not trying to steal attention from him. I'm trying to build upon Danny's little work. So yes, we're in White House Investigations. We have another channel called Talking Paranormal where we kind of do this with and interview people in the field and let crack the hell on with it. So we recap on Shirley being the focus of the activity, and it's all everyone's like, Shirley, it's you, you're the focus, and she basically cacks herself over that. Of course everyone's like, it's you Shirley.
Yeah, it's your fault.
Yeah, and she's been a teenager, tantrums over it.
Yeah, I'd take offence to it as well, because if you're genuinely doing it and you don't want it, then it's not you, is it? Really, it's not you.
I remember the thing that used to cut me to the bone when I'd be a bit giddy and playful, and my brothers would say, "Stop showing off." Just you know what I mean?
Really,
I'm not showing off. You know what I mean?
Have a good time.
Yeah, it's like, so yeah, when they have a go at Shirley, she's immediately like, God's sake, I'm not doing anything. I always get the blame. I'm the youngest. So Chib does try to apologise to her, or at least explain, which is good. He's like, look, I didn't mean it like that. Poltergeists / ghosts need energy. Yeah. I mean, tick, right? We agree with. However, I do take issue with the word poltergeist always being used. Obviously, it's a German word coming from, noisy spirit. But I want to discuss with you, I think you'll agree with this, that a ghost is a ghost. Yeah. A ghost, just because one day it picks something up and moves it around, isn't then a poltergeist. It's just
it's almost like a word for the activity that it does. So instead of being seen there, and you have these in mansions, don't you, where you have a lady in white on the stairs, who's on the stairs, and that's it. It's almost like the poltergeist it's not necessarily the name for the spirit, but it should be more, okay, we've got a spirit here that moves things around, or it's more about the activity rather than the thing itself.
Yeah, but it gets its own classification, whereas you don't have, it's a talker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those gliders. All it does is glide.
Yeah.
But didn't it throw something? Oh, there must be two then. There must be a glider and a poltergeist. You know what I mean? It's just
definitely.
But it is a very quick catch-all statement. When someone says poltergeist, I get it. I'm like, I know what you're saying.
Well, it's one of those words that it frightens people more.
Yeah.
I think it's more associated with the fear factor, as opposed to just, it's a ghost.
Well, we have to understand, I guess, that having a ghost is one thing. Having a poltergeist means you could be touched.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that is not okay. Yeah.
So the next stage, says Chib, is communication. And it's like, okay, yeah, fine. Shirley admits, I actually have communicated with him. Yes. Mm-hmm. It makes sense to me, though, as we've spoke about before. The tiniest breeze, a cold spot, something going missing, things being misplaced. All it is notice me.
Yeah.
Notice me.
Hey. Yeah.
Not communicate. It's not a case. It is right in that it builds from this to this, but that's just a natural progression of no one's seen me.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Yeah, notice me to here's what I have to say.
Yeah.
And I think when we go to cases, it's a list of this happened, that happened, which made us call you in. And we go, here's a board, tell me what you have to say.
What are you doing? What do you want? Yeah, what do you want?
And it's right. It's normally a case of, I always think of when we went to in Bingley, and a new build, which used to be on old property, obviously.
Yeah.
And they were like, there's something horrible here. It was negative this, negative that. Drew a Star of David, and they were Jewish or whatever. And it was their relative. And they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise it was his gran.
And it's how you think about things, isn't it? If you don't want any activity there, then you probably are going to think, oh my God, it's awful, because anything that happens, you're immediately going to shit yourself.
Yeah. So we were like, do you want us to get them? Oh, no.
Yeah, so we're fine with it then. That's funny,
yeah. This story flicks to the Enfield case, which the Enfield case is much more headline news, okay? I did not know of the Battersea Poltergeist until this case. And then hearing this case throughout, I was like, why is this case not the primary number one? I don't get it.
And again, I, just like with this one, I don't have a lot of knowledge of the Enfield case.
I have thought maybe we should cover that ourselves. I know there's no podcast, but we could go through the story maybe in a third series.
Yeah, definitely.
So Daily Mirror journalist, so we'll flick over this, but the Daily Mirror journalist Graham Morris, he witnesses flying object. The Lego hits him in the face, and he describes it as it's amazing, but at that stage, it's like there's just another thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Once you've witnessed it once, twice, 3 times, you're like, I don't get it, but I'm seeing it.
It's happening. It is full stop.
Yeah. So my question, what I wrote here was, is this just another unrelated case? Is this a little thing that Danny does, just like the murders and the witch farm and the farm nearby? People like to try and
link things
together. Yeah. So I just thought, is this a little thing that Danny tries to do, like look for other cases and understandably see if there are links, which there seem to be. And
there are similarities from what they've said. It's teenage, there are things that are similar. But again, I don't know too much about it, so it's hard to say.
I mean, throughout the 80s, I watched many an omnibus on BBC about poltergeists from a scientific point of view. And obviously, it is centered around teenagers. Teenagers scientifically do create a chemical. They exude the chemical that you never exude any other time in life, only as you're going through that. So that is a fact of science. Scientists, I once read a paper saying that it's agreed in science that a poltergeist isn't anything other than this energy field that a teenager creates. And yes, it's like telekinesis. That's as far as they got. It's not actually personable.
And it's not, so they think that it's more like your energy can move things.
Yeah. I wish I could find the paper again. I want to find that study. But that's as far as science got. They're like, yeah, we agree. There is something biological happening here.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, it showed a girl walking down a corridor, and as she went under every one light, it started swinging. That was like they give off an energy. Do you know what I mean?
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Now, pause. Hazel Shaw was a lollipop lady outside of the Enfield case, and she's like, I saw Janet jumping on the bed, but then she realises she's levitating up and down.
Yeah.
It's a great case. It's really interesting. Cutting to the end, Janet did come to eventually say that she had faked some of the evidence. Her sister took a picture of her jumping from one bed to the other in the classic picture. I did it because I liked the attention.
Is that the picture that I'm thinking, where she's like mid-air in shorts? Yeah. So she just jumped and got a picture.
Under examination by a hypnotist, she made an interesting confession.
He hypnotised Janet with tremendous care, knowing the background and knowing something about her history. And one of the questions he asked her was who's responsible for all this trouble, and she immediately replied, me and my sister.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that makes you everything.
No, because when yes, sure. But I'm all right with it, because it's like, look, by that time, things were dying down, and I was loving the attention. So when everyone's going, go on, make this happen, make that happen, it's like, yeah, look at this.
Okay.
She's a kid,
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah.
All right. Shirley the celebrity then. That's what seems to be the next thing. The media turn up. Now, the media of that time, of all times, the shit.
Yeah.
But, the media come in their much more sexist man's world, even than
they don't care about anybody, do they? They just want the story.
No. Here's the story. Here's this young teen, woo la la, saucy angle. Shirley's ghostly boyfriend.
Yeah,
it's all a bit,
it's seedy.
Yeah, seedy. So that the family's life it's done for them. These are completely different times, though. Like I said to you the other day, if these stories don't hit the newspaper, they're kind of lost in hearsay.
Yeah.
But when they hit the newspaper, boy, you know about it. Because it's like it's a great, anything that's divisive, it's all nonsense. You only have to look at TikTok conversations or whatever. It's great for discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
It sells newspapers.
Yeah. They'll put anything on the front page to sell that paper.
Yeah. I mean, we know newspapers take a story and then times it by 3. The saying is, don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah. You only have to look at me. I mean, media's like that now. It's everywhere. It always has been like that.
Always has been, yeah. So Donald starts playing up the banging on the walls again. Attention, loves it, yeah. And Shirley in private, obviously getting used to this, and annoyed and curious, just like I did as a teen. As I say, I sat down and I invited it to answer me just this once. If I'd knock on tables and say, knock back, and then after a few seconds of the apprehension of now, I'd say, okay, fine, don't.
Yeah, don't do it now. That's it.
Don't do it now. I'm not ready for it now. Yeah. Grandma Ethel comes in, she intervenes, and she's like, look, Shirley, even I've seen your dead granddad. Oh, really? Have you? You know, what? How was that? Well, obviously wasn't your granddad. You know what I mean? She's like, work of the devil. I'm religious.
Yeah.
So who knows? She's right. There's probably something right in there. You know, I think you can will something. Let's just say you had, God forbid, a dead child, okay? I would imagine in a crowded area, double taking, thinking, is that my...
Yeah, of course you would.
Trauma? Yeah. So... In the trauma of the war, I don't know, half dreaming.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of her bed, she was asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, we know. Granny's scared too. As a battle axe as she is, she's also like, we're messing with things we don't understand.
I love
You know what
her.
I mean?
Yeah, no, she's a religious woman, isn't she? She thinks it's the work of the devil, and it should just be left alone.
Yeah, the devil, that's the word. Yeah. Dad, there's something wrong with me, isn't there? Shirley's then like, am I mentally ill? I'm different, because most teenagers don't have ghostly followers.
Yeah.
It's, completely normal reaction. Yeah. So over to Evelyn Hollow, and she says Guy Playfair from the Enfield Haunting described it as a football game of energy and spirits feed off teens. We've spoke before about some people are more energised than others. Mediums, for example, or sensitives who don't realise they're sensitives, or just some people are just a big bundle of energy, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, look at Lucy in the team. Lucy's like that.
Exactly. Which she has got. I've told her, but she has absolutely no understanding of why. Doesn't see what, because you aren't you?
You are.
You're just you.
You don't see any. Yeah, of course you don't see anything different, do you? But it's clear.
Evelyn says there's an agenda here. Agreeing with everyone really that it just wants to be heard. There's a message. There's some reason why it's come around.
Yeah.
So the idea to invite reporters in. Come on, let's just get this over with. Probably get paid a little bit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Ronald Maxwell, Joyce Lewis, reporters. Okay, what's the big scoop, girls, boys? You know, well. Tell them about the clock. Oh, the clock glide. We know that the clock glides around the room. So they're like, as anyone would be. Well, go on then, show us, because you know. What? That's a valid question. Donald this, Donald that, right. Well, the media now knows it's called Donald. Yeah. So that's a new, okay, thank God we come. That's a new thing.
Yeah.
Joyce asks out, and she noticed how trepidatiously she asked. Will you ask then? Oh, yeah. Now, when we've had the public at our do, as much as they're keen to come, you out doing a Ouija board? Yeah. And I'll say, does anybody else want to ask out?
Yeah, it's almost like you're putting yourself out there, aren't you?
It's like ghostly spotlight on me. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we get it's not evil. Doesn't mean Shirley in harm. Doesn't need help. The key was from me. I do throw things, and I will throw things again. And then I knock. I know Shirley's 15. Okay, there's your evidence. Is Donald in love with Shirley? Yes.
Yeah.
Donald then gets agitated because, as spirits do with me, they get agitated with me when I spend the first half an hour after movement of going, just do that again without my finger on. Just do that again with my finger on. Just do that with fingernails on. And then they're like, you know what, son? And I'm like, oh, it's gone.
Performing monkey.
Yeah. Because I'm like, my skeptical side was always like, well, let's put this glass on top of this glass. Right, we touch the top glass, you move the bottom glass. And it's like,
basically we just want them to prove that they're real.
That's no conversation. That's just me saying, prove me this, prove me that, prove me the other. Yeah. So after it seems that Donald gets agitated, obviously there's a fear then. There's we've rattled something invisible's cage.
Yeah.
A dangerous mindset to be in.
Definitely.
We're flipping over to the update now, the key. 3.5 I'll call it. Shirley found the key, it's 4 inches long, it's ornate on her bed pillow, or is this a gift from Don? What do you think now the significance of the key that fits nothing?
I honestly, my rational mind tells me there is no link, because I just think it would make more sense if it fit a secret door in the house, or there is no significance. It doesn't mean, that's not a gift, is it? A key is not, to me, unless it opens a door in that house that no one's aware of.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. And it could have just been, I don't know, in Gran's possessions, or I don't know. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel like, oh my God, it's from Donald. It's this.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think that someone's lost a key somewhere, and it's our parties.
Right. Okay.
Because, I've lost things, so they end up in
Yeah.
other places. I mean, I think it's just a show of power. I think spirits can do that. Or some managed to.
And he said yes, didn't he? He said yes. He said that Donald said yes, that was from me. The key was from me.
Yeah. So I just think someone somewhere is like, where's that key gone?
Yeah, see, that's so strange. I've never had that, I don't think.
I'm always having trouble with my nose. Kieran even says that apportation is common in the ghostly world, which we've covered before.
Yeah.
Evelyn finds it strange, but asks what is the significance. Maybe there isn't a significance.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just a, hey, notice me, look, isn't this cool?
Yeah, look what I can do. Look what I can do.
Look what I can do, yeah. Kieran does touch upon, it's the invading our home feeling, though. Nobody wants to think there's an invisible person walking around their house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's obviously a new person here and has arrived amongst an already full family. Well, there's no voices, there's no sightings.
No, it's funny, isn't it? I mean, I don't know if that's to come, but it's more, if you're that powerful, why is he not standing in the middle of them all, or standing in front of Shirley and being like, hiya?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He's lifted Shirley up.
Yeah.
How does he lift Shirley up and pull covers off top and bottom? So that got me thinking, is there two?
Yeah, I don't.
I don't.
Also, they made the name Donald Duck. We don't know. It's not. We don't know who it is.
We don't. I mean, it's named after Donald Duck, for God's sake. So.
Yeah, it's a name. It's almost like a funny name. And that's almost taking the mick out of him, really.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a respectful thing. I won't be calling him Donald.
No. But you have to be careful. You're not going to call him something sinister. I think that's another, call it something funny so it relieves us.
Yeah, it makes you feel better about the situation.
Yeah. I think that is a common thing, where people are like, oh, that's just Ghostly John. We call him Ghostly
Billy.
John. Because, Billy is a funny twist on it, isn't it?
It's a nice name. It's not, oh, that's Lucifer.
Yeah. Yeah. That'll be a bad move, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, the devil's doing it again. Yeah, let's not say that.
Yeah, no thanks.
Kieran says, we cannot discount the family yet in all these things. Absolutely spot on. Are you aware of the Fox sisters, the Seance Sisters of America, who sort of started getting the seances in popularity and the Ouija board? It all goes back to the Fox.
No, I don't think so.
Well. They had the same issue, whereas they did Ouija boards genuinely, and then when it took off, they started to play up.
When there was an expectation.
One of the sisters could click her. You think you've heard me click my toe at you or my ankle in York, and you were like, Chris, that's disgusting. I can do it on command. Well, yeah, I can do. I'm not going to do it now, but I can. Both my ankles click and my big toe clicks, right? And basically, they had a similar thing. They had a little bone what made a popping noise, okay? So they put it hard on the floor or on the table and say, knock twice if you're going to... And she'd just do her toe on the table.
Stop it.
And then they came out and said, yeah, we did that, but now we're genuine. So that it
you lose. That people lose faith then, don't they?
Yeah. So he's correct, because Shirley and the family could still be behind it. It's a fair point.
Of course they could, yeah.
Now, Clapham Junction being the big train station nearby, good shout, I think. Vibration, something like that. Just the physicality of them running on tracks.
Yeah. It makes sense. But then, like you say, the neighbours surely would be affected.
Yes, exactly. The point is that everyone, the whole area would be like, things knocking me china off the...
Exactly, yeah.
Are you aware of the Halifax hum?
Oh.
The Halifax near us.
Yeah.
So over lockdown, there's this hum that's come out of nowhere. It's a tone. It's like, on
Well,
all the time. Only certain people can hear it. And people were ringing up through lockdown saying, what is that noise? And they've had scientists on it for 2 years saying, well, we'll get back to you. And they don't know what it is.
What? That's enough to make you move house. That's
There's
awful.
a woman were like, it drives me insane. And she's one ringing up on this show that I listen to. And she's like, my husband can't hear it. And he's like, will you shut up talking about that? But you can't hear it. I can't sleep. And the survey is that only a certain number, maybe 30 people, can hear it.
Weird.
Yeah. But it could be a mill, a turbine somewhere, but they've not been able to locate it. The point is that it could be a hum like that they're like, there could be something going on environmentally that not everyone can hear. That, quite easy to dismiss that now. But at the time, I see Kieran's point of there could be something at play. A vibration.
Yeah.
Are you aware that scientists can levitate frogs with a frequency?
I think I've heard about this.
Yeah. Now, in the Science Museum or the Media Museum in Bradford, for example, there's things like you put your mouth on this straw around a bar. You can't hear anything. Put your teeth on the straw, you can suddenly hear radio in your head because it's playing the radio frequency through this thing that we can't hear until you put your bones obviously transmit it to your ears.
So you're in contact with it.
Yeah. So there's things like that go on, and like I say, scientists, they play this certain frequency. That's what I was going with. There's water trickling until you turn up this dial. It goes. The water suddenly is horizontal
because of the frequency.
Yeah, and when you go a bit higher, it drops again.
Yeah.
That's certain. So they've managed to literally play a certain frequency. The frogs levitate.
So there could well be something in that. There could well be. It'd take a scientist to actually understand it, but there could be more of an explanation.
Well, I see why it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
But it seems far more in response. Knock. Moving around.
And being lifted off your bed.
Being lifted off your bed. I don't think they're levitating surely with a frequency. Yeah. And Wally works on the underground, so he knows all about that kind of.
Yeah.
Kieran's final point is that he doesn't say anyone's lying. He's like, no, I think all the things they witnessed is just misinterpretation. Their figure is real. Their eyewitness testimony is real. There's just not quite. It doesn't have to be a spirit. There could be another explanation.
Yeah, they are frightened, but they're frightened because of something he says is natural and not necessarily paranormal.
Yeah.
Which makes sense again.
So that's pretty much it for this episode. So thank you for your time and thank you for watching, everybody. And I will see you all in the next episode.
Yeah, thanks.